Hey lovelies, it's Adrian. I have another Otome review video for you. So I got a review key for Homura the Crimson Warriors on Nintendo Switch from Idea Factory through Keymailer. I was super excited to see this come through. Homura did come out earlier this year, and I have not had the chance to play it yet, so I was super duper excited to be offered a key. And now I have started, and I'm gonna blow through it and go super super fast, right? Probably not. I'm not good at that. But I'm going to cover as much of the game as I can as possible. So, what is Homura? Homura is an Otome visual novel. And what Otome, if you don't know what Otome is, I'm not sure how you found my channel, to be honest, but an Otome is a romantic visual novel with a female main character and male love interests. So Homura is a historical Otome. So it is set in Japanese history. And can I tell you off the top of my head what any of that history is? No, other than what they tell me in the game. Absolutely not. Japan has a lot of history, and I really don't know that much about it. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not a big history person. I like historical stuff. Don't get me wrong. I do. I like historical media. Um, but I'm very much don't know that much about Japanese history. So a lot of stuff they're referencing was just a little bit. I was like, oh, cool. Um, Not familiar with it, which is kind of okay. I guess I didn't know how it ended. Like as far as some of the stuff that pops up, I was like, I don't know how this ends, so that was good. So it is a historical visual novel. In that reign of historical visual novels, it's very similar to Hakuoki, especially with kind of the premise of the game, the art style. The artist for this game is the one who did Hakuoki Sweet School Life and some other Hakuoki games. So if you're looking at this and you're like, hey, it looks an awful lot like Hakuoki, you will be correct. You will be correct. So in the same vein that Hakuoki is a historical visual novel, so is Homura. So if you're a history fan, this is gonna be right up your alley. In that vein, even if you're not super interested in the romance of an Otome game, this would be just a good visual novel to play. Because I'll be honest, overall so far, the romance has been kind of light. Sad for me, but it is what it is. I'm very much I want that romance. I want I want my heart to beat fast. I want to hear romantic nothings being said into my ear. I'm very much like the romance, and I like some of the spicy things that have come in some of the other Otome games that I've played. So this one is not very spicy, but that's okay. So overall, I have been enjoying myself. The visual novel so far has been very interesting. Now, Homura has 5 routes. I don't think it has a hidden route. So far, everyone can be played from the beginning. I don't think there's any route that gets unlocked later. Homura is a little bit of an older Otome, originally released on the PS Vita in 2018, so not that old, but it's not brand spanking new either. So, um, so they released it on Switch, and we got it. So, I'm always happy to get a new Otome game released in the West, right? Released in English, so I can read it, because I can't read Japanese. Always super excited about that. But for the route I started with, I decided to start with Saizo Kirigakure. So he caught my eye because he comes across a little bit of a him as if he's a little bit of a himbo. Maybe a himbo is not the right word because he doesn't come across as dumb, but he definitely comes across as very flirtatious, and he's very very much sure of himself, and he's kind of cocky. And there's some moments in the common route that I was like, is he gonna be a yandere? Because I love yanderes. He's not a yandere, unfortunately, but his route was still fun. I still appreciate it. He is very cocky. Such a cocky man. He is very sure of his abilities. He's like, I am a master ninja. And it's like, yes, you are, darling. So are the other 9 people here. Congratulations. and has kind of like, he's kind of prickly, in my opinion. Like he seems like a little rough to like approach a little bit. Um, he's kind of like does his own thing. He doesn't seem to like take in orders that much, or he comes across as if like he's himself is like his main goal. But all this is kind of like a facade a little bit. He is really just like a giant cuddly teddy bear on the inside. Maybe not a giant cuddly teddy bear, but he's very soft on the inside. He is such the opposite of a yandere, which is funny, all things considered. Because I was like yandere, and then it's like, oh, no, exact opposite of yandere. Um, but it's all good. It's all good. So again, this is a historical Otome game. So far, this route was very light on the romance. I'm kind of expecting the other guys to be that way too. It's not really spicy either. Maybe a 1 on the spice-o-meter. If you don't like spice, this is great. Unfortunately for me, I want spice. I like spice. So, but his whole thing is, okay, so I didn't go into this too much, but in Homura, you're playing as part of the Sonata clan. You're the Sonata ninjas. So it's, you know, it's very much reminds me of Hakuoki, except for ninjas, right? You have a lord that you follow, and there's war going on, and battles going on, and fighting going on. But you're part of the Sonata ninjas, and basically you're going to follow your lord into battle, whatever he wants to do, whether he wants to fight or not. Your enemy is Tokugawa. Well, Saizo is not originally a Sonata ninja. He's actually originally an Iga ninja. And his backstory goes into kind of like why he left being an Iga ninja and how he met your lord. And it's so easy to go into spoilers, and I don't want to go into spoilers. His plot is pretty interesting. Is it a teeny tiny bit predictable? Yes, it is. And in the plot, there really are like no questions answered at all. Like a couple, but there's really no big spoilers here. So this route is a pretty good intro route to the game if you want to save like the spoilers for the end. Technically, there's no routes locked, so you can play anyone from the get-go. You can play Saizo right away. But he's so sweet on the inside. It is kind of like hard and prickly on the outside, and you just gotta get through that exterior. And then he's cute and fluffy and lovable. Let's see. So far this route, and I'm not sure about all the other routes yet since I haven't got to them, but there was like a good ending, like a good love ending, a sad love ending, and then there was 5 bad endings, which I thought was kind of like, I was like, oh, quite a bit. Now that being said, like, you know, we are ninjas, there are battles going on and death, so like maybe 5 is really not that much. So just about when you get to like the individual person's route, there's almost, I think, a bad end per chapter, just about, that you can get. And his good end, I really liked. It was very sweet. I would have liked a little bit more information, and when you play, maybe you'll when you play, I assume you're gonna play. If you're watching this, you're gonna actually play. I would have liked a little bit more information in the epilogue, because at some point I was like, I'm not entirely sure I know what's going on, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure more of my questions will be answered in the other routes. Let's see. He has 9 chapters. I think around chapter 5 is where his splits off, if I'm remembering correctly. Probably one thing that I did like is when he's flirting with you, he's like calling you he's like, you're my Kunoichi. I'm saying that right? Which is basically a female ninja, right? No, the female ninja, the Kunoichi, are known for being kind of like seductresses. Like they're using their ninja arts to like seduce people to get secrets and so on and so forth. And it's implied that they report to master ninjas. I really don't know much about ninjas, guys. I don't know, so I'm just going for whatever the game says. But the entire time he's like, "You're my Kunoichi," and I like that he like kind of claims you. I didn't like that a lot. So overall, his romance was really sweet. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where the game goes and get some more of my questions answered. I don't really like putting ratings on things. So like, this isn't my favorite Otome. There's just not enough romance going on in it to be called my favorite. But I mean, it's up there with Hakuoki. I really enjoyed Hakuoki, and so far I'm enjoying this. Like, even if there's not a lot of romance, I can enjoy a good story, and there is a good story here. So, if you haven't picked up Homura yet, I do think you should. And you know, I understand. If you gotta wait till it goes on sale, you gotta wait till it goes on sale. There's no shame in that. I buy lots of my Otomes on sale. So there is absolutely no shame on that. But if you do grab it and you do start playing, I would love to know who you start with and what you think about the game. So I finished Saizo, and I think the next route I'm gonna go on to is I'm gonna do Sasuke next. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day, and bye-bye.